June 16th. Hey, it's hot out here. I forgot to mention when I said about having my phone cut off when I was with Verizon. 3 weeks after it was cut off, I ended up getting that job from that one company that was doing all those doors that were painted like those upside down crucifixes, but they were laying them down sideways beside the tables where people were eating, almost like the cross came down. You need to be careful. Check this stuff out, man. There's reasons for all this, okay? And they're all over the nation. All those horror movies that you've ever seen by Stephen King, nightmarish movies, it's going to be worse than that. It's reality. This is the truth, man. It's going to be wickedness coming out. I painted in some of those places for a week, and that's it. Everybody that was working in there, it was pure evil. They were all anti-Christ. They didn't want to hear nothing about Jesus Christ at all. I mean, it was wicked. And not to mention, I was camping out at the time, and then my last day on payday, they said, Mark, you can come stay in the rooms with us because we travel around doing these. Let me tell you something. I stayed there half a night because when that guy came back in the room, he brought some girl that he just picked up someplace, doing all kinds of wicked stuff with her or whatever, but I didn't want no part of it, man. And as soon as they went to sleep, I just got up, grabbed my stuff, and I left. I didn't want nothing to do with it. But anyhow, I told you how they were painting those waves up high in the four corners, and each corner of the building where the tables were, you'd have to look up high and you could see those waves. And I think that represents the worms that are going to be crawling in people. It's going to be wicked. People can't imagine what's going to be happening. It's going to be wicked. He's in here right now, but anyhow, I got 3 phone calls on that thing. Alright, after my phone was shut off. I ended up working for that company for about a week. I made a little money on it, enough to buy a tent. And like I said, that tent didn't even last, man. I was in another campsite, and it's just been one thing after another, okay? In Mobile, Alabama, that campsite I was at, I tried lighting a campfire, and I dumped a half a can of charcoal lighter fluid on this wood, and it shot up to a big blue flame, and then it sizzled right out, man, died. And there's no way that should have happened. I told you there was an old black lady that was supposed to be the security guard there, and they had me all the way in the far back of that campground, way back out in the woods, by myself, and she just looked at me and she goes, "Aren't you afraid being back there by yourself?" And I knew she was like a witch or something. I'm telling you, we've got people here that are demons, demonic. They're aliens. Call them aliens. I don't know, but I believe the veil's going to be lifted, where we're going to see who they. I'm seeing them already. But where a lot of people are going to start seeing it. But the only way that's going to happen, you have to stop watching television. You got to stop having these cell phones right in your ears. Because you ever notice how the back of them get real hot? It's like a microwave, man. And the government's got a lot of study in all this stuff, man. You got to stop putting those cell phones in your ears, man. It's important. I wouldn't say it otherwise. Hold the phone to your mouth and put it on speakerphone, but don't have it in your ear like that, because I don't trust it, man. I don't trust it. I've seen where ants had them were climbing all over it, and as soon as the people called that phone, the ants got off and walked in a perfect circle around it. Where if you stepped on that anthill, they'd be all over you, biting you, and those red piss ants, those fire ants. These things got off this phone like record fast and walked in a perfect circle around it. Okay, I got that one call remodeling those oyster houses. I ended up leaving that because of that. I forgot to mention that in the other video, man. I would have cut it short had I mentioned that. But I also got another phone call where they wanted me to remodel malls and stuff, and I didn't want to do that either because that's where everybody's shopping. You know, just going and shopping when they should be paying attention to what's going on. But I didn't want nothing to do with that, and it was all working at night, and I felt like I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that type of work. And then, you know, because I was told everything that I touched would be blessed. And I'm trying to warn people now about that oyster house, you know, what's going to happen to people there. And it's going to be more rich people than anything, but it's going to be a horrible nightmare, man. Especially the foolish or whatever, the ones that don't believe what I'm saying. You don't want to be eating these lobsters, hard-shell fish, oysters. This is an oyster house, okay? All you got to do is look at beside these tables. Do they have stained or clear woodwork there with 6 coats of varnish on them? You know, if so, you better get out of them. I wouldn't be eating nothing hard-shelled oysters from oyster houses. Stay out of them. Then I got another phone call from Robin. This guy painted in the Florida. He's a real wealthy guy out there. He called me. I said, Robin, how are you even calling me? I said, my phone's been off for almost a month, and I haven't been able to call nobody. I can't even look for work. And he goes, write my number down, Mark, and that way you can call me at the first of the year. See, he was paying me $400 a day to work for him, and I didn't want nothing to do with him anymore either, because like I said, you know, here my phone's been off for a while, and these people are calling me. They're Verizon, they're all in it together, man. I'm telling you, man, they're in it together. And even this job I got right now, man, I'm working for a place called 10 Point. I don't trust it. You guys heard of the 10 horns in the Bible, right? Well, look at this. See the 10 point? Now look at the eyes. You notice how it's all red? These are the end times, man. 10 points, 10 horns. These are all symbolic, man. These are big companies too, man. They're nationwide. Excuse me. Man, just like that angel blowing that trumpet above my head, there's a reason why all this stuff's there, okay? There's a reason why I'm seeing the things that I'm seeing. You know, like this YouTube channel, I don't look at it like this is my YouTube channel. This is the Lord's channel, and it's reaching out. Anybody that's drawn to it, they're seeing that picture of that angel above my head. It's not about me, not one bit. I just happen to be in it. The Lord put me in it. And I was just as shocked to see it as probably a lot of you guys are. You know, when I seen that photo, I go, oh, I remember taking that, man. When I was 17 years old in 1977. On a Sunday morning, I remember taking it. I didn't think that photo was going to come out. And then here, my sister sent it to me in 2014 after my mother passed away. And then I seen that angel above my head, and I'm going, wow, you know? I was just as shocked as any of y'all were when I first seen it. So, with that being said, this is about the Lord, okay? I don't know how everybody's finding this channel or not, but not everybody can see that angel above my head. Not everybody can see it. And then if you look at the end of that trumpet, you see the white horse, that little clock beside the white horse, and then you can also see the bathtub above it. That means we have to be washed by the blood of Christ, okay? And that's this guy I'm with right now, he's been telling me I need to go get baptized with water, you know? And he's telling me, you know, that's what you need to do, la-da-da. Let me tell you something. Anybody that hollers and screams in my ear, always blaming me like I'm an idiot and all that stuff, I ain't listening to much of anything they got to say. You know what I mean? And my faith is in Jesus Christ. And you heard what I said about that water. I had it blessed and anointed by the Lord. And I poured a bottle of it over my own head. A lot of these preachers are tickling ears today. Okay, and when I poured a bottle of that water over my head, I asked the Lord to bless it for me. And I did it. And I ask that anything evil or contaminated be washed away from me in His name. And let me tell you something. If you ask, you'll receive. But I don't trust, sadly to say it, I don't trust a lot of these churches. They're not all bad. But if you listen, you'll even have a lot of these pastors that'll say a lot of these churches are no good today. Because most of these people that have been going to these churches for 10, 15, 20 years, they don't even know about what it says in St. Luke, praying about worthy to escape this. Okay? Revelations 3, how it says, you didn't deny my name, therefore I will spare you the moment of trial. That goes with praying to be worthy to escape it. But instead, they're always mixing different verses back and forth, like there's going to be, we have to go through tribulation and all that. They perverted the churches. They've entered the churches and perverted them. But anyhow, he's been in here now he had a money order made out in Houston, Texas to pay something. And now, for some reason, it didn't get used. But he's been trying to get them to reimburse him for it. And remember how I told you how he talks to me? And he talks to everybody else. He's talking to them the same way, calling them idiots. And yeah, I don't expect you're going to get people to move for you. He's been doing this for about 3 hours now, trying to get them to nobody's going to listen to people like that when you're talking down to them like that. He's going to be wasting all this time, then he's going to come back in here complaining to me about it. And I asked him when I went in there, I took him the phone charger, and I said, can you cash this money order? Can you deposit it into your account? Or, even if you lose a little money, whatever, you spent 3 hours and you ain't getting anywhere. They're telling him he needs to take it back to Houston. Well, if that's the case, put it in your wallet, save it, and ask him to get you a load to Houston. Well, that Houston, that's on the way back home. You could easily stop by there and do it. Houston, Texas. He lives in Dallas. I don't understand this, man. He's spending a lot of time with it. He gets himself very worked up over it, too. Like I said, now I'm at the point where he starts blaming me or whatever about anything. That's fine. He had me searching through the maps a little while ago, this map behind me here. He's going, do you know how to look in maps? I said, yeah, I know how to look in them. I said, I prefer not to. I don't have to. He goes, well, how do you do it? I said, well, there's whatever state you're going into. I said, you look at the letter overhead, and there's a number beside it. And then you look at it, and you find what you're looking for on the map according to it. He goes, okay, find this. And I said, okay, I found it. I said, now what? I said, you trying to get here? What are you looking for? He goes, I just wanted to see if you could do it. He goes, it's a test. He goes, okay, now find this. And I'm like, man, look here. I don't feel like sitting here. I need a magnifying glass, man. I'm straining my eyes to look for this stuff. I already know how to do it. I don't need to prove nothing to you. Just dumb stuff like that, It's like crazy, man. And then even driving down the road, man, every 5 seconds he's going, how many miles? What's your gas say? How many this? How many that? I'm like, man, he does not take a break. His mind is constantly unreal. I mean, it's unreal how you can be like that. It's insanity is what it is. It's pure insanity. It's pure insanity. He's talking like he may not go to his whatever in September. Man, I hope the rapture's any time now. I'm ready to get out of here. When you get around certain people and you're around them long enough, it's like, Lord, please come now. Faster, Lord, faster. This place is like, it's evil. Guy's got no peace in him. Remember what I said? Jesus Christ said the fruit that comes out of their mouth. You'll know them by the fruit that comes out of their mouth. And anybody that's talking down to you, belittling you, don't let it get you mad. Just know it by what Jesus said, the fruit that comes out of their mouth. Therefore, you know who they are, what's in them. Don't even say nothing to them about it, because it's going to be a losing argument. You don't even want to go there. You don't want to go there. He's telling me that you need to speak in tongues, and I'm like, oh, man, I can't believe everything he's saying to me. And I'm like, when the disciples, if the Holy Spirit wanted me to talk in tongues, I would be talking in tongues better than you ever imagined. And I got an angel blowing a trumpet over my head, man. And if he wanted me to speak in tongues, I would be doing it. But I'm not going to use my imagination and try to act like it, Nor am I going to have somebody pour some water over my head and have faith in it. My faith is in Jesus Christ and what he did on the cross. Yeah, but anyhow, I don't even like to debate with this guy. I already told him that. I said, you know what? I don't sit there and get on you about your faith and what you believe in. And I said, and I don't feel like listening to you getting into me about my faith. I said, why don't we just leave that alone? Stay away from it. You're barking up the wrong tree. He'll find that out soon enough. Like I said, he's always showing me that 666 hand sign with his hand all the time. A lot. We're in the days of darkness, people. Get ready, man. Something's getting ready to happen. Remember what Jesus said. He has a door open that nobody can shut. And he knows that we have little strength. So otherwise, we're going to go through stuff. And he also said patience. Patience. Okay? This is where we have to grow and learn patience. Because remember, they can't touch us. All they can do is constantly mock us, man. I know it's tormenting, man. But that's all they can do. And then, only if you let them. Like I said, I just got to the point today where I just said, okay, it's my fault. What else do we need to do now that it's my fault? You gotta say something more about it? It's my fault. Boy, as soon as you do that, it just about shuts them down. And they're looking for something new. But that's what you gotta do. Just don't argue. That's the best thing. No debating. Remember that, man. I have to constantly remind myself about this. And the Lord's at hand. We're getting ready to go home, okay? Don't give these guys ammo to fight with, because they ain't going to be able to fight with it unless you give them a fight, okay? Don't do it. We're getting ready to leave, man. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to distract you in any way possible. Remember what I said. Jesus said, you'll know them by the fruit that comes out of their mouth, okay? I hate saying stuff like this, but I feel like I need to say it so that way you guys are aware of it and you know how to deal with it. Sometimes when I say deal with it, it's better just to say, yeah, okay, it's my fault. And that shuts them down right there and then. They might want to try spitting something else out their mouth, saying something to slander you or belittle you. Just say, okay, that's fine. Just remember, think of Jesus Christ. Because that's where we're going to be, okay? That's where our hope's at, in Jesus Christ, not in this world. Okay, remember what I said, man. I caught my wife with a police officer. And when I caught, that hurt too. When you catch somebody like that with the police officer, your wife, and then they ask you for a divorce. Then she asked for it on my 50th birthday. It's the first thing she said when she came out in the morning. I had coffee all made, and she came out, and what she said was, I made a mistake, and I want a divorce. See, and the reason was I refused to cheat with my business, and business was getting bad for quite a while. Every year it kept getting worse than the year before. And I was getting to at that point, I had bill collectors calling me. I was like, probably, I'm going to say $12,000, $14,000 in debt. And that's all it took. That's all it took.